Today we're taking a close look at United Airlines economy and Polaris business class products on both the Boeing 767 and 777. We'll break down the food, amenities and overall comfort in each cabin, and most importantly, we'll ask the question, is the price tag actually worth it? So, let's dive in. Our first flight is on one of United's Boeing 767s in economy. What stands out right away is the 232 seat layout. It's a solid setup, especially if you're traveling solo or with just one other person. Sitting in a pair on the side means no strangers in your row, which makes the flight feel a lot more private and comfortable. It also works well for families who want to stick together without being split across the middle section. Legroom in United's 767 economy is decent, nothing luxurious, but enough to stay reasonably comfortable on a long-haul flight. You'll get a basic pair of complimentary earbuds, though don't expect much in terms of quality. That said, the in-flight entertainment system holds up well. It's responsive, easy to use, and there's a solid selection of movies, TV shows, and music to keep you entertained throughout the flight. One unique feature that United offer allows you to listen in to the flight deck as they speak to ground control. Pretty cool. As I start getting comfortable, I must say boarding for this flight was surprisingly efficient. United's boarding group process actually moved along at a steady pace, and there wasn't much congestion in the aisles. Passengers found their seats quickly, overhead bin space was managed well, and the crew kept things moving without feeling rushed. Within a short time, the doors were closed and we were ready to go. With everyone settled in, the safety video began playing across the cabin. United's safety video is clear and to the point, covering all the usual procedures without dragging on. As we pushed back from the gate, the engines fired up and you could feel the shift. There's always a bit of anticipation in the air as a long-haul transatlantic flight gets underway. United Airlines is one of the largest carriers in the world, operating over 4,500 flights daily to 383 destinations across 6 continents. Founded in the 1920s and now based in Chicago, it's a founding member of Star Alliance and offers a wide range of services, including domestic flights, international long-haul and cargo. Its frequent flyer program, Mileage Plus, provides tiered elite status and Star Alliance perks like lounge access and priority services. Recently, United announced a significant new partnership with JetBlue called Blue Sky. Launching as early as fall of 2025, this collaboration lets Mileage Plus and True Blue members earn and redeem miles on each other's flights, along with reciprocal perks like priority boarding, complimentary baggage, and preferred seats. Flights from both airlines will also show up on each other's websites and apps for seamless booking. Plus, United is planning a return to JFK with 7 daily round trips starting in 2027, while JetBlue gains access to Newark slots. Now settled in at cruising altitude, the meal service begins. It's your standard economy setup, everything served on one tray, but its clear presentation wasn't a priority. The main course looked like it had been hastily thrown into the container, with little attention to appearance. That said, looks can be deceiving, because despite the rough presentation, the dish actually tasted surprisingly good. After 8 hours in the seat, comfort definitely started to wear thin. It's a standard economy seat, not designed for long-haul relaxation, but the decent legroom made a noticeable difference in managing the hours. While the padding isn't anything to rave about, it wasn't unbearable. What really helped the experience was the crew. They were friendly, professional, and consistently attentive throughout the flight, checking in regularly and handling service with a good attitude, which goes a long way on a transatlantic run. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we're at Barcelona's El Prat airport, where we're going to be flying with United on their 777 in Polaris business class. So if you've been watching any of our videos, you know that we travelled with United in their domestic first class. That being said, they're the 3rd largest carrier and boast that they have the most business class seats and premium seats on their flights of all the carriers. Let's check it out. Barcelona El Prat Airport offers a solid selection of both dining and shopping options for international travellers, from local tapas and pastries to high-end fashion and duty-free essentials. There's plenty to explore if you've got the time to spare. That said, we won't be spending too long in this area today. We're heading straight to the lounge available to Polaris business class passengers to relax and get settled before our flight. The VIP Sala Lounge at Barcelona El Prat Airport offers a comfortable space to unwind before your flight. In terms of food and drink, you'll find a modest but solid selection, light snacks, sandwiches, pastries, and a few hot items depending on the time of day. There's also a self-serve drink area with coffee, soft drinks, wine, and a small selection of spirits. Seating is plentiful with a variety of options ranging from armchairs to more casual cafe-style setups. One of the highlights of this lounge is the seating area that overlooks the main terminal, giving you a great view of the action below while still enjoying some peace and quiet away from the crowds. Okay, so I'm here in the Star Alliance Lounge, which United uses here in Barcelona. Now, what I will tell you is it is busy because it's not just a Star Alliance Lounge, it's also used by Priority Pass. So that does mean that it does get busy, particularly during those international flight times as well. So if you're looking for that quiet lounge atmosphere, you're not going to get it. Okay, let's see what the flight's like. After a warm welcome from the cabin crew, I head to my seat, which for today's flight is 3L. It's a window seat on United's Boeing 777. One thing to note about this layout, the odd-numbered seats like mine offer more privacy since they are tucked closer to the window, while the even-numbered seats are positioned closer to the aisle, making them slightly more exposed. At my seat, I found a blanket, pillow and amenity kit already waiting. However, there was no mattress topper, slippers or pyjamas. United only provides those on longer haul flights than this one. I did ask and managed to get a pair of slippers, but the topper and pyjamas were off the table. Honestly, at this price point, it feels a bit stingy on the amenities. United's cutting it close when it comes to delivering full value. We'll dig into pricing later in the episode. As I settle in and get comfortable, it's clear that this cabin is starting to show its age. The footwell materials are noticeably worn and there's a general sense of tiredness throughout the seat area. The finishes lack that fresh, polished feel, and overall, it's not quite up to the standard you'd expect in a premium cabin. That being said, the seat controls are straightforward and easy to use. There's a decent amount of storage space for personal items, and United's in-flight entertainment system is responsive and features the same solid selection of movies and shows we saw back in economy.
Damas y caballeros, la puerta principal ha sido cerrada. Por favor, necesitamos que todos los pasajeros estén en sus asientos con sus cinturones abrochados para que podamos partir a tiempo. Muchas gracias.
Just like our outbound flight, boarding was efficient and everyone was seated on time. The cabin was quickly prepped and we enjoyed an on-schedule departure. Shortly after we climbed above the clouds, the meal service kicked off. The crew offered a hot towel to freshen up, then opened a tray table and laid down a crisp white tablecloth. The tray table in Polaris is definitely generous in size, ideal for dining or getting some work done. One feature I really appreciate with United's in-flight entertainment system is the built-in service timeline, which lets you see exactly what's happening and when throughout the flight. The in-flight entertainment system is around 7 or 8 years old, so it's not cutting-edge technology. It does lack things such as Bluetooth headphone compatibility and things of that nature. So yes, it's reliable and packed with entertainment, but it's not top-tier modern, so you'll want an adapter if you plan to use your personal noise-cancelling earbuds, because the headphones provided are not great. As service began, I was served a surprisingly good Pinot Noir to pair with my usual go-to apple juice. United continues to offer its Therabody amenity kit, though it's had a bit of an upgrade since the last time I flew with them. Gone is the fanny pack style pouch, now replaced with a sleeker faux leather carry case. Inside, you'll still find all the usual essentials: a pen, earbuds, eye mask, tissues, socks, and of course the Therabody face masks and dental kit we've come to expect from their Polaris cabin. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry, so let's open up the menu and get into lunch. Lunch was an overall enjoyable experience, with presentation clearly a step up from what we saw in economy. That said, a few aspects were underwhelming. I had planned to start with the buffalo mozzarella appetizer, but when my tray arrived, which incidentally was served everything at once with the exception of dessert, I was instead given sautéed prawns. Not a bad dish by any means, but at this price point, I expect to be given a choice. The main course, a pan-seared beef fillet, was excellent, cooked well and packed with flavour. And for dessert, I went with United's signature ice cream sundae, which continues to be a highlight of their Polaris meal service. The bathrooms in the Polaris cabin are on the smaller side, with 2 located in the forward section. By the halfway point of the flight, they were still relatively clean and well kept, though there were some signs of use, which is to be expected at this stage of a long-haul journey. United continues using Therabody amenities in its bathrooms, which is very nice to see. Now it's time to put the seats in lie flat mode, settle in with a movie, and maybe catch a nap. The seat in lie flat mode is reasonably comfortable, but the lack of a mattress topper is a letdown. It really would have made the noticeable difference. The head of the bed can feel a bit narrow, similar to the footwell, which might be tight for some. Still, overall, it does the job and is decent for getting some rest. With that, it's time to wake up and get ready for the final meal service. A hot towel to freshen up after a nap is always a welcome touch. For the meal, I went with the paneer makhani, an excellent choice. It was full of flavour, yet still light, exactly what you want mid-air. As we begin our descent, let's talk pricing. I originally booked this flight in economy and later upgraded to Polaris. After adding the flight to my United account, the upgrade offer consistently sat just under $4,400 one way, which is very expensive for a one-way upgrade, no matter how you spin it. Here's my advice. Based on multiple experiences flying with United, if you're okay taking the risk, wait it out. When online check-in opened, the upgrade price dropped dramatically to just $599. That's a far more reasonable cost for what's actually being offered in terms of service and comfort. In total, I ended up paying around $1,300 for this one-way Polaris flight, but it could have cost me as much as $5,100 if I'd accepted the early upgrade offer. If I had paid the full amount and then saw someone else snag the same seat for $600 more, I'd have been seriously disappointed. So, what do you think? Was it worth it? Let me know in the comments down below. And so that was Polaris on United's 777. But make sure you let us know in the comments below what you thought the last time you flew them, and we'll see you next time.